Howdy, my name is Noriega. For our project, we decided to create a can crusher. The idea of this was just making something that would basically use a control system with a photoresistor whenever we put a can inside a crusher, and then it would start off a piston to basically crush our can. So to basically make our code work, we just had to use two different things together, an H-bridge and a photoresistor. The H-bridge just basically to control our piston, and a photoresistor to basically detect whenever we put our can inside of our can crusher. Now, to make our can project work, if you look inside here, it's basically detecting light. And right here, whenever our project detects a can, which I will be simulating right now with this can right here, the value of the light drops below 70 and it turns on our project. So again, I'm going to reset it. Our threshold and our starting light value is at 90%. Whenever we put our can inside our can crusher, value drops below a certain threshold, and then our can crusher begins. And so here's it in action. I'm gonna grab can, put inside can crusher. The idea of the can crusher was just, in its use, was just the idea of recycling. And to basically make our device, we basically used an H-bridge and a photoresistor. So to make our device actually work as a hardware, we basically created a contraption which works in the same way as a piston, pushing up and down, crushing our can. And then our input would be this little photoresistor inside of our contraption. It is all being powered by a Raspberry Pi Pico since it doesn't need much power, and our H-bridge is found in the back. To code our project, we used two lines of code to basically make it function. We used an H-bridge basically to control the motor, and then a photoresistor to detect the light and values of the input for our control system. And right now our system is actually running, and we can see that the input is actually this light reading, which at the moment is at 90. So for our system to begin its crushing motion, this photoresistor will have a threshold where once it reaches a light value of 90, the motor will begin. And right here we saw that this value actually drops below 65 and it begins. So I'm just going to keep it moving, and you can see it. That light value just went below 80, we're going 72, and so our motor is trying to activate. And to basically create our project, we did not make our system strong enough to crush a can since we're using very simple and small motors. So we just made a proof of concept. And our group member, Ahmir, Green, created these small little cans to basically simulate the idea of a can being crushed. And so to simulate our first proof of concept, we have our soda can inside the system, and as you can see, this is essentially what would be happening with our piston crushing our can. And again, put a can inside, and our piston begins crushing our can. Thank you once again. This was our project. Have a wonderful day.